Of Peter Criss's 2025 self-titled album. It was produced by Barry Pointer. So I decided to do something kind of different here. Normally I just review albums as part of an entire discography. I wasn't quite ready to do that with Peter's stuff yet because this and the 78 album are the only solo albums of his I have. Not sure how long it's going to take me to get to his entire discography, but I just wanted to talk about this album since it just came out. So I'm not sure if I'm going to do my Who video this week. I'm planning on trying to put it out maybe around Tuesday or Wednesday, depending on if I have time or not, but that may be delayed till next week since I did this instead. But yeah, this album, I got it when it came out, and now I've had the time to listen to it quite a few times, and kind of my impression of it's started to form. Going into this album for the first time, I really didn't know what to expect. Peters has always been my favorite singer of Kiss, and one of the first things I noticed on the first listen to this album was how different his voice sounds. And you know, he's a lot older now, and they're obviously using some kind of effects and stuff on his voice because they just do with everybody now. And I always ran about that stuff like I'm not a fan of it, but I do understand with older people more than I do with I don't know, like younger musicians. Like it bothers me that there's like people, you know, like in their like 20s and 30s and stuff that are using it. Like that doesn't seem necessary for me. But you know, when you're Peter's age, I think you can kind of make an exception. So like the more I listen to it though, the more I get into the vocals. I think he really does sound pretty good on most of these. Some of them, the vocal performances stand out more than others, and I think a few of the tracks, like it's a little too low in the mix. Actually, the first track, Rockin' Rock and Roll, which is kind of a confusing title, or at least a difficult to say title. The vocals on this song in particular, like kind of just seem a little low. So just like going into it and into that first song and hearing the vocals like that kind of threw me a little bit the first time I listened to it. But overall, like my first listen through was pretty like. I was like, yeah, this is a pretty good album. Right off the bat was like my first impression on listening to it the first time, and it's just kind of improved from there. So yeah, the first track, I think it's a good rock song, solid opener. Just took me a minute to get used to his voice on it. The second track, In the Dark, this one, really cool one, I like it a lot. I like the drums on it. I guess these drums were recorded like a few years ago, or not a few years ago, I think in like 2008, so like a long time ago. But I think he plays really well here. I like the drums a lot, pretty much on the whole album. I like the guitars a lot too. I think it's mostly Mike McLaughlin, who helped him write most of the music on here, who plays most of the guitars, and I think he does a good job. I think he seems to be a pretty good person for Peter to work with. Yeah, In the Dark, I think a catchy song, cool guitar. I like the riff that it's built on. I like the drums a lot, so that for me was kind of a highlight of the album. The third track, For the Money, I like the intro to this a lot. I think it's got some more cool guitar on it. I like the way Peter's vocal sounds here. I think it sounds a little bit more like the old Peter on this song. And I would say like up to this point, it's probably my favorite vocal that he has, even though I think he has better ones after this. Yeah, it's a catchy song. It's grown on me. I like it quite a bit. It's probably the one I was the most like unsure about on my first listen to this album because the backing vocals mainly, and it's not that I have a problem with the backing vocals. Like I don't think they sound bad or anything. It's more just the line that they're singing about like doing it for the money seems like a little repetitive and a little simplistic. But I guess like the more I listen to it, the more I've just kind of gotten used to it, and I don't mind it quite as much now. The fourth track, Murder, this one was another highlight for me. I thought it had a cool intro, kind of a darker sounding song where it was like, the intro was a little more like rocking and stuff, and then when you get into where the vocals come in, it sounded like there was some acoustic guitar and stuff like that, and it gets a little more, I don't know, just a little more like dark sounding. But yeah, good drums on this one. I like the guitar work a lot. I think Peter has another really good vocal on here. So yeah, that one was one that I like a lot. The fifth track, Walking on Water. Another cool track that sounds a little different than some of the other stuff on here. I thought it had more of a like kind of dreamy sounding music to it. That's one of his kind of like I don't know. It reminds me of like some of the tracks like Ace did on Anomaly, where he was getting a little more like religious and singing about angels and stuff. It's kind of one of those type of songs. But I think like Peter kind of pulls it off a little better here. And yeah, I think it's got cool drums. I like the organ a lot. I think Peter's vocal's really good. So that was another kind of highlight for me. 6-track Creepy Crawlers. This one is one that I've kind of heard people complain about a little bit more in some of the reviews I've watched, but I like it. I think it has a cool organ on it. I think Peter's vocal's pretty good. Lyrics are a little goofy, which I don't know, I'm somebody that doesn't really care about lyrics that much. But I would say like the lyrics overall on this album aren't like horrible or anything, but I wouldn't say that Peter's ever been like the best lyricist, but I mean, he gets his point across. And I don't think has any like super awkward lyrics, so don't really have a complaint like too much about that, but I don't think that it's like, I don't know, it's not like, Bon Scott level lyrics. The 7-track Justice is a pretty cool rocker. Mostly stands out for the guitar work from John 5. The 8th track, Cheaper to Keeper, this one I like a lot. I think it's pretty catchy. I like Peter's vocal a lot. Drums are pretty cool, so that was another kind of highlight for me. The 9th track, Sugar, this one's another kind of different styled one. It's more in like the kind of like music that I think of like being the stuff that Peter likes. Cool drums in it. I like the piano a lot. It was another pretty cool track. And then the 10th and final track, Rubbernecking, I think is a fun closer. I like the guitar a lot. Kind of reminds me of, I don't know, just like kind of this early rock type of thing. But I thought it was a pretty memorable closer. The album I have also has the bonus track, Hard Rock Knockers, which I think is a good bonus track. It's pretty funny. Just a good solid rock song, cool guitar. Really, I feel like it should have been on the album because I think it would have fit perfectly, but I guess they wanted to have a bonus track. Criss 2025, had no idea what to expect going into this album, and it's pretty good. It's a good, solid collection of rock songs. I don't think there's really a bad song on here. His new vocals get a little, take a little while to get used to if you're used to like his old voice, but he has a lot of good performances on here, I think, a lot of good drum work. So yeah, Peter put out a really solid rock album, and if you're a fan of his, you should definitely check it out.